Alright everybody, on YouTube it's Wingnut, and if you haven't noticed, I'm on something a little bit different today, courtesy of Southside Harley-Davidson. And yes, that's right, Southside Harley-Davidson. We have the 2018 Breakout 114. This wonderful machine is not a very large bike, it's about a medium size, and it comes with a very large 114 cubic inch engine. This thing is phenomenal. Y'all, this is nice. This is the Twisted Cherry version, 6-speed transmission. I mean, ABS is standard. It's got the key fobs, super technology. And if you can't hear it, that's something else. This thing is more than enough power. Oh man. And it is nimble. I am really digging this. Oh my goodness. Folks, you don't even know. So I'm on it today courtesy of Jeff Martin at Southside Harley-Davidson. We were talking about how the road glide test went back in December, and he said, hey, come out and try this. And you know what, I'm gonna tell you right now, when I am ready to spend money on a Harley, Jeff is gonna be the one that's gonna take it, him and the guys at Southside, because out of every dealership I've been to in the last year or so, they're the only ones that are actively trying to sell me a motorcycle, and they're doing it in a way that's not pushy. I mean, they're letting the bike sell themselves. Ridiculous amount of extra power, folks. I mean, so a couple more of the stats on this. So this thing makes 119 foot-pounds of torque at 3,000 RPM. 119 foot-pounds of torque. All right, it's got a smaller tank. If I remember correctly, it's 3.9 gallons, 47 miles per gallon, city highway combined. It has, a lot of electronics on it. This is the new integrated gauge. So it's got your fuel gauge, your speed, your RPMs. Everything's right there in the center. Nothing fancy, nice and streamlined. I mean, it's all bike, man. It's not like your big tours where it's just tons and tons of electronics. Your kill switch, your start, your integrated turn signals, self-canceling. Oh, just hear that sound. Folks, that is a healthy bike. Yeah, man. I like it. She's every bit. It's running a 240 rear tire, 21-inch front, and it is definitely not lacking for power. For the size bike, man, it combines a lot of power and a lot of agility. I mean, this thing is just, I can flick it around like it's nothing. Absolutely phenomenal bike. And when we get up here in a moment, closer to Virginia Beach Boulevard, I'm going to stop, pull over, and I'm going to do a walk around so you guys can see this magnificent beast in action. Now, those of you that have been following me for a while know I'm not a big Harley guy, but I'm having to say, the last couple of years, their bikes have really come a long way as far as how I feel about them. It's great. Fuel injected. I mean, you can't go wrong. About the horn. So here in a second, we'll do our walk around. I'm gonna do it right up here. Find neutral. There we go. Now that's the sound, folks. I'll go ahead and kill switch it real quick. Put the kickstand down. Oh, don't you do it. About bought me a new bike. Alright folks, this is the 114 Breakout 2018. Would you look at that? .240 rear tire, belt drive, huge motor on a little bitty frame. I say little bitty, it's actually a decent sized frame bike. I'm just a big dude. 21-inch front. She looks good. The twisted cherry color, like I mentioned before. LED headlights. I mean, this is a nice looking bike. But once again, I've always said that of anything, Harley makes a beautiful motorcycle. Damn. I'm telling you guys, when I'm ready to buy a Harley, I'm definitely going to Southside, and I'm definitely going to be spending it with Jeff. And I have to keep saying Southside because last time I did a video, I accidentally called them Bayside, and I'm sorry. Southside Harley-Davidson in Virginia Beach, Virginia, off Wichita Road. And I am not being paid for this, so this is my honest opinion. I like it. It's comfortable, even for my size. I don't feel too stretched. The integrated displays are awesome. So having your tack, your fuel gauge, and your speedo right there, plus all your little lights, turn signals, oil, ABS, so on and so forth, standard ABS. Whew. It is something else. Absolutely, absolutely a phenomenal motorcycle. The 2018 Harley-Davidson Breakout 114. Nice seats, beautiful stitch work. It's fairly comfortable. Once again, I'm a bigger guy, so my level of comfort, you know, your mileage may vary, but it's a nice bike. So we'll go ahead and get it prepped, so you guys can see how it lights up and everything. Neutral. And of course, clutch in anytime that you start a bike, just for safeties. Check engine, oil, ABS. ABS will stay on until it hit 3 miles an hour. High beams, low beams, horn. This cycles through all your extra stuff, your trips, your how much fuel mileage is remaining, the time, and your tax. And then you've got your self-counseling blinkers. So she's really simple set up. Ain't that something? And she sounds groovy. So I don't know about you guys, but I need to head back on. I got to get back. So, oh, look, a mule. Ah, old Harley product. Wow, man. Oh, some air moving across me. It's a little warm today. Ah, it's a nice bike. I do believe when I'm ready for a smaller motorcycle, I might be looking at the 114. Because she doesn't lack for power. She definitely doesn't lack for pull, as you can see. And she definitely doesn't lack for maneuverability. Nice bike, man. It's a nice bike. So as always, you know, if you guys have any comments or questions or something about my experience doing this on the Breakout, feel free feel free to hit me up in the comments. Feel free to email me. Hit me up on Instagram. More than happy to talk to you about it. I'm enjoying it. This is nice. I mean, right out the box, it's fairly comfortable for someone that's 6'3", 265 pounds. You know, I think if I was going to ride it more, I would go with a plusher seat, which of course you can get from Harley-Davidson, or you can get it aftermarket, and maybe a little bit different grips for personal comfort. But past that, man, she's pretty good. I do like the fact that the I really do like the fact that the turn signals are on each handlebar. That makes it a lot nicer as far as what you're going to do, because you don't have to like fumble over here with your left hand to do it. So that's really cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. It's a nice bike. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now I see why Harley riders do this all the time. That's a beautiful sounding bike. And I think I'm stuck behind a Pergo. Is that a Fiat? That's cool, dude. Look at this, guys. This is cool. Let's get this back to Jeff. I think it would take getting used to. There's a lot of power in this little frame, folks. So I mean, it's really touchy. It's very easy for this thing to get to feeling squirrely. Just leaning back, she'll start opening up. So yeah, this is nice. Look how it feels. Wow, so here we are back at Southside. I know I'm saying Southside a lot, folks, but I've got to. I owe it to them. This part of the video for the motorcycle review, I'm gonna call, after the afterglow, so to speak. So what you just saw was me riding the 2018 Harley-Davidson Breakout 114. So I have to say that after the excitement has worn off, I'm still actually enjoying the bike. I mean, I'm still thinking about it. Some of the things that I noticed that I didn't mention in the video was that even with that 240 rear tire, it really didn't fight me as much as I thought it would. And the best way I can compare to its size versus performance is if you are familiar with Magnas. It's like the 1100 Magna. It wasn't a very huge frame bike, but it had an extremely powerful engine in it. So to have a mid-sized frame bike with 114 cubic inches, it was definitely peppy. And when it weighs in at 697 pounds, and I'll actually have more of the details in the link down below, link to the site, link to Southside, and I also put in Jeff Martin's contact information as well, because that's the price you pay for playing. These guys are great, and they've been really cool to me, letting me try bikes out. So I'm definitely going to plug them, because I like anybody who lets the product sell itself, and they aren't pushy. So yeah, they're always going to get high marks from me. So definitely would love to have one. In fact, when I am ready, it's going to be really hard to decide whether or not I want a Breakout or a Road Glide now. So for a non-Harley person, for an import guy, I'm slowly turning over to enjoying those. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I got to test drive it. It was fun. The 6-speed transmission was definitely smooth. It was nice to be able to enjoy that power on that size frame without having to worry about vibrations just shattering me. So yeah, I really can't complain about it. There's not one thing about the bike that I don't like, or I think is a downside. You know, it does have a smaller tank, but the reason for the smaller tank is, you know, more room for the engine, which to me that's a pretty good trade-off. And at 47 miles per gallon, in the long run, I think that'll work out more in your favor. Yeah, you, my friend, are an awesome guy for not pulling out on me. That was awesome. So yeah, definitely would be one to go in the stable. You know, even with the afterglow gone, even with the rush of being on something new and fun, and like a kid with his Christmas present, you know, tired of it in 20 minutes, I could still do it. I could definitely still ride it. So, you know, it's definitely got a thumbs up from me. So yeah, hey, if you like what I gotta say, subscribe, like, dislike my videos, put a comment in the section below. It's on you. Have a good one.